Moon jellies, welcome. My mic was off for a second, but it is on now. And we are here. We are here today to do something a little bit different than usual, actually. In the past, for starters, we're streaming on a Thursday, which is different from usual in general. I went out with some friends yesterday, so I was not available for stream. Not yesterday. But today, we're going to do what I would usually do on Wednesdays, which is writing workshop Wednesday, right? Except for today is not a workshop. I do have a few submissions that I could still read from, but they're not as many as I would prefer, so I'm going to hold back on reading more submissions for a while, and we're going to instead do something a little different today. I'm going to write something. I'm gonna start with a prompt. I'm gonna start writing something, and then you chatters are more than welcome to pitch in some ideas for the plot line. Now this can only work if there's active participation in the chat, because otherwise I'm just writing a story here. So really quickly, I think I'm going to change the stream title so that people who are coming in can know. Submit story ideas in chat. There you go. That'll be good. But before all of that, we're going to go ahead and start with our typical Twitter perusal. We'll make it quick because I did start stream a little bit late today. So without further ado, let us do that. Oh, and actually we need to do the question of the day too, don't we? So the question of the day for today is, what is your most used emoji? And I actually don't think that I can look that up now that I think about it, but I can see what my most recent one is, and it's the crying face emoji. I tend to use like a raised eyebrow emoji a lot too. I think like the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first 6 emojis of my most recent are usually the ones that I use. I'll show you guys right here. Hopefully it shows up. There it is. You see that? Yeah, I have the crying emoji, the raised eyebrow emoji, the disappointed emoji. I don't always use that third one, but I mean, it's there. The heart emoji, the pleading emoji, and the heartbroken emoji. Oh, and I use the eyes one a lot. I also use the angry one a lot. I use the triumph a lot. All of those I use a lot, yeah. So those are my mostly used ones. I would say yes to reading your Wattpad emoji, about your Wattpad story, but I want to hold back. I want to keep them. I want to keep them until I get like one other person submitting, because I got a lot of submissions from you, and I got a lot of submissions from Emperor, but I want to wait. I want to wait for more people to submit. Thank you. Welcome, first of all. Welcome, literally a bat to chat. Thank you for the compliment. I got them for my birthday. Little kitty headphones. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. We're actually about to peruse some Twitter before we began today's stream officially. So I hope you are doing well. Are you in the evening of the day? Is it morning? Is it midday? Are you relaxing after a hard day at work? Or maybe you're still in summer vacation, or maybe school started for you. I'm looking for my browsing tab, and I am not finding it. There it is. Haha. I am successful. Let's see what's trending on Twitter. So usually we have a Google form. which you can submit stories to, and we'll look through these submissions on stream. We'll read your story, and I'll like add little comments and stuff, some feedback, yada yada yada. And that's what we usually do. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm gonna write a story, and you guys are gonna give me like little prompts, kind of like ad libs for me to work off of, and I have to work it into the stories together because I'm waiting on a few more submissions. So, but you are more than welcome in the future to submit some stories of your own if you so choose. And I'll go ahead and leave that link in the chat really quick. But for today, we're going to do that ad lib thing after we look at Twitter a little bit. See what's going on. I hope you are resting well, by the way. I know work can be incredibly tiring, especially if it's a freaking 9 to 5 or a fast food job. Man, I hate fast food. Fast food industry sucks. Hello, hello. Cincinnati is trending for some reason. A man armed with a rifle who tried to storm the FBI Cincinnati office was killed after a gun battle with police, officials said. Oh, you love to see it. We love to see that. Just, you know, America things. Roast of Crank gameplays is trending for some reason. Oh, I guess he's probably doing like a roast video. Use roast to crank gameplays and give me your best. Ethan, if he never did that backflip for Markiplier. Oh no, no. I don't know if you guys are familiar with crank gameplays, but he's a pretty close friend with Markiplier, and it looks like people are roasting him. Usually for writing, I tend to gravitate towards slice of life stuff. I like really focusing on characters and like their little dramas. I like fantasy a lot, and I of course will appreciate a good romance, but I don't like it to be the main focus because I tend to not like whenever it's pure a story gets boring really quick if it's just about romance. Now if it's about romance in a fantasy world, that's a little more interesting. You get what I'm saying? I tried writing a murder mystery the other day. I haven't finished it yet, but it's a work in progress, and I'm very confident about it because it seems like people don't know who the actual killer is. Because I like asked around, and I was like, who do you think is the most suspicious in this situation? And no one guessed the person that actually did it, so I am confident. But that is for another day. That is not for today. Peanuts. Oh, get it? Because roasting peanuts. Oh, so funny. Twitter's so funny. I always skip past like the sports stuff because I feel like, I mean, I don't know about you, Bat, but I am not a sports person. Other than that, Cult of the Lamb, the latest game from developer Digital and created by indie studio Massive Monster, has been released. Speaking of recent releases, actually, if we finish writing a little early, I was thinking about playing this new MMORPG that came out, Tower of Fantasy. So we might play this later. I don't know. I'm still indecisive. I'm like deciding between Tower of Fantasy, A Taste of the Past, and Fall Guys. So we will see. We will see what we do in the near future, probably like in an hour from now. But for now, let us return. I too prefer to play games and not actually participate in sports. Are you a like FIFA person? I don't understand people who can play FIFA or like, is there a football video game? Football video game. I I feel like that's a whole NHL 2K, NFL 2K. I don't understand people who Madden. Oh, I don't understand people who play Madden. I don't know. I guess it's like is it like a fantasy football type thing? Is that the appeal to it? Save America. I mean, I did hear talks about like people being like, "Oh, we're going to civil war or whatever." I don't think I'm in the mind space for this today. I was hoping for something uplifting to be on Twitter. Usually there's like one or two things that are like remotely interesting, and today it's just, the world's shit. So let's just go let's just move on. Let's move on to some writing things. This is what we're gonna do. Cause I don't know what's on my Google Docs. I don't know what's on my Google Docs. So instead, I'm gonna pull up a Word document. And then we're gonna write there. We're gonna start with the blank document. And I gotta make sure you guys can see it. Let's go. Alright, you guys should be able to see that. Let me just make it a little smaller though. And now it's centered. Perfect. Alright. Why would you play real life sports digitally instead of the actual game? No, but for real though. I'm not good, okay? I'm not good at anything, but I like playing a little bit of like hoops, with the basketball. That's fine. I could do hoops. Hoops are fine. I used to play softball a little bit as a kid, but I didn't play it for like long enough to get any good at it. But it was fun. I had fun playing it. I used to watch an anime that was called Princess Nine. And it was about this like female baseball team getting to Koshien or whatever, which is like a big Japanese stadium thing that's like super popular over there. Let's look up a random prompt generator so we can get like a good starting point, and then we can start off from there. I too played soccer. I played soccer as a child, and my parents make fun of me all the time because my dad, he like loves soccer. Like he would play with his childhood buddies a lot whenever I was younger. They would like all meet up with each other and they would play together. And he really wanted me to play soccer cuz one of my aunts had like a kids soccer team going, and they put me in the team, and all of the kids, like if you go to a little like 7-8-year-old soccer game, everyone's chasing the ball, and I was in a corner, not at all close to the ball, and the ball would come my way and I would just like turn around, pretend I didn't see it. And my dad would be like, "Get the ball!" Yeah, I don't know. Even as a kid, I just didn't really appreciate soccer that much. I mean, it's fine. It's obviously like you watch a game and you're like hoping that they hit the goal, but physically it was not for me. What is this? Oh, genres. Let me remove the Word doc real quick so you guys can see my Google Chrome again. So I found a site. And there we go. It has different genres for story ideas. So what are we feeling today? We got alternate history, which is like most of these, oh my gosh, all of these like top ones are fantasy ones. Did they hear me? Did they hear me say that I wanted a fantasy one? I promise this was not intentional. Did you ever in like elementary school PE? Did you ever do like that parachute game? Or like you would like as a group lift up the parachute, and then you would go under the parachute, and then you'd be surrounded by rainbows. Fantasy is the best genre. What are we feeling though? Are we feeling alternate history, a children's story, a comedy? If it's children's, we definitely have to keep it like G for general. Not even PG. G. We're not even Disney, okay? We're extra good people, extra good souls. Comedy, contemporary, a dark fantasy. I don't even know what a dark fantasy entails. Is that like a regular fantasy, but it deals with deeper themes? You want children? Foxy wants children. This was planned. I promise it was not planned. Alright, we got one vote for children. Let's get like 3 options, and then we'll do like a chat vote. How does that sound? We got children's story from Foxy. Dang, no F-bombs. Fantasy of manners. What does that even mean? What does fantasy of manners mean? Heroic? That sounds like we're about to write about freaking King Arthur or something. High fantasy. I need to know. I need to know what high fantasy is. What is high fantasy? An epic fantasy, a subgenre of fantasy defined by the epic nature of its setting or the epic stature of its characters, themes, or plots. Is Harry Potter high or low fantasy? I don't know. Is considered low fantasy. It's set in the real world, but a wizarding world also exists, which is high fantasy. Okay. So low fantasy would entail like fantasy, but it still has real world elements. But high fantasy is just like outright we're in a magical setting. Got it. Understood. Well, that says high fantasy. Urban fantasy? I love urban fantasy. Urban fantasy is probably my favorite kind. Because that would mean like we're in modern day world, but there's like fantastical elements, right? Alright. Let's set a poll. Set a poll. What genre should our story be? We got urban fantasy, children's fantasy, the young adult fantasy. You know that's gonna have a love triangle, and someone's gonna die in the love triangle, and the other one's gonna be like the least favorite, but he somehow survives, you know? and you wanted high fantasy. Alright, we got all the fantasy here. Nothing else but fantasy. You want chaos? What does chaos entail? Start. Oh, chaos in their chaos in our story. Submit. The poll is officially set, so make sure to divulge any votes. I actually don't remember if I did the channel point thing, but it's fine. So yeah, we're choosing between urban, children's, and high fantasy. Currently, children's fantasy is winning. So that definitely means no F-bombs. I remember whenever I was in middle school, that was like peak dystopian young adult books. Like that was when Hunger Games came out, and Divergent, and the Maze Runner movie. I never got into them, like books wise. I never got it. I just remember like I thought that the first Divergent movie was better than the first Hunger Games movie. And I was always like, anytime I ran into someone that like loved Hunger Games, I'd always be like, Divergent's better. And I didn't even read the book. I didn't even read the Divergent books. It's funny too because I watched like an analysis video the other day, and apparently like the Divergent books are kind of sucky. They don't even like make sense or something. I don't even know, but I supported it anyway. I supported its disgusting cause. Maze Runner was fun though. It was. I wish that they had continued the movies because I feel like it had a lot of potential. Didn't it also star Logan Lerman? Am I remembering wrong? Hold up. Maze Runner actors. No! I was thinking of Percy Jackson. He can't be in every young adult movie. I think I was thinking of Dylan O'Brien. That's who I was thinking of. Alright, let's go ahead and do children's fantasy, because that seems to be what we are leaning into. Let's go. You preferred the Kane Chronicles over Percy Jackson? That is the first I hear of that. I tried reading the Kane's Chronicles and I was not into it. I remember liking Heroes of Olympus more than Percy Jackson though. I liked the different perspectives, and I thought Kane Chronicles would be something similar to that, but I think I was just so attached to the Percy Jackson characters that I don't know, maybe it was too late. It was too late for me to get into it. I should try it again though. What did you like about the Kane Chronicles? Ooh, writing prompt. Your father is always coming home with unusual souvenirs from his travels abroad. His most recent trip took him to the pyramids, where he acquired a painting of ancient Egypt. As you study it one evening, you are pulled into the painting and find yourself in ancient Egypt. You decide to explore this world, learning about Egyptian culture and society. This sounds very educational as well. We'd have to do a little bit of research on Egypt. Are we feeling this? Are we feeling this prompt? Yay or nay? You preferred you know what's funny is we're talking about Kane Chronicles and over here we are given a prompt about Egyptian mythology. That's funny. Bassett is just so cool. I liked her as a prominent character. I see. So strong female character, it sounds like. Strong female character. I don't know. I'll have to give it a read sometime. See what's up. What is this about? What was I even Egyptian pinky gesture? I don't know what that was about. Mythology. Let's see. The Egyptian mythology was the belief structure and underlying form of ancient Egyptian culture for at least 4000 BCE to 30 BCE, with the death of Cleopatra the 7th, the last ruler of the Ptolemaic dynasty of Egypt. 11 Egyptian gods and goddesses. I need a story to go off of, and then we can like have this child go through this mythology. Osiris, I think. Osiris, maybe. Who's your favorite Egyptian god? Do you remember that? One of Egypt's most important deities, as god of the underworld, he also symbolized death, resurrection, and the cycle of Nile. Okay, so we're starting with the god of death. That's interesting. I like. Isis. The origins of Isis are obscure. Unlike many gods, she can't be tied to a specific town, and there are no certain mentions of her in the earliest Egyptian literature. Over time, she grew in importance, though, eventually becoming the most important goddess in the pantheon. You like Horus, Bastet, and the crocodile. Let's look at Bastet. Bastet. Because you seem to be a big Bastet fan. Also called Bast, the ancient Egyptian goddess worshipped in the form of the lioness and later a cat. Ah, the cat. The cat, you say! The daughter of Re, the sun god, Bastet was an ancient deity whose ferocious nature was ameliorated after the domestication of the cat around 1500 BCE. Symbols and facts. Yeah, sure. Let's research in Britannica. Alright. She was also native to Bubists in the Nile River Delta, but also had an important cult at Memphis. In the late and Ptolemaic periods, large cemeteries of mummified cats were created at both sites, and thousands of bronze statuettes of the goddess were deposited as votive offerings. Small figures of cats were also born as amulets. This too is probably related to the cult of Bastet. Okay, let's go back to the prompt. Because we're gonna use Bastet, okay? We're gonna use Bastet. And our father's always bringing souvenirs. He brings a painting of ancient Egypt. In this painting is Bastet, okay? There's a cat. There's Bastet the cat. nice Bastet painting. And the painting takes place in this place. I need to know how to pronounce this. Cats everywhere. Yes, we have a whole society of cats on this painting. Alright, let's you would think that they would have like a little sound thing here, but I guess I'll just rely on Google for that. How to pronounce Come on Google, work with me. Here it is. I'm hoping it's not too, like, randomly too loud. Oh, they just did.
Bubastis, Egypt.
Bubastis. Alright, Bubastis. So. His most recent trip took him to the pyramids. He acquires a painting. Let's write this down. Let's get rid of our Google Chrome real quick. And bring back our Word doc. And we will start brainstorming, okay? We're going to start brainstorming. We're gonna go to Times New Roman, like a good scholarly writer, and we're gonna start brainstorming. So our dad, Bob, also Robert. Not just any Robert Pattinson. Is a world-renowned renowned explorer. He loves to bestow upon us his child. He loves to bestow upon us his child. Is a world. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this sentence word? Come on, world renowned. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the hyphen. He loves to bestow upon us his child. Gifts. No. Gifts. Presents, gifts. What's a good synonym? What am I thinking of? What is the word? I'm thinking of a specific word. Thesaurus, help me. There's a specific word, and you usually use it for gods, I think. Offerings. Offerings. Offerings from his countless travels. Alright? Our dad, Bob, also Robert Pattinson, is a world-renowned explorer. He loves to bestow upon us, his child, offerings from his countless travels. Today he will arrive. Today we are arriving. No, today we accompany our mother. Who is our mother? What is our mother's name? Our mother blank. We will leave our mother blank right now. Today we accompany our mother. Not Arrow. Shakira. Shakira. Today we accompany our mother, Shakira, to the airport. The Denver airport. I don't know why Denver. It just made sense to me. The Denver International Airport. Why is it international? I have no idea. To pick up our dad. I like how I'm saying our. I guess we're siblings. We're siblings in this world. His children, okay? We are children now. We are twins. Chat and I, we are twins, okay? Our dad, Bob, also Robert Pattinson, is a world-renowned explorer, and he loves to bestow upon us, his children, offerings from his countless travels. Okay, this is a good story. To pick up our dad after his week-long trip to Egypt. Good start. Good paragraph. Let's go back to the prompt really quick, because I lost my train of thought. His most recent trip took him to the pyramids. He acquired a painting. On the ride back home, Dad. Should we call him Dad? Should we call him Dad? Pop. Pa. Papa. What are we feeling? What does Robert Pattinson look like? What kind of dad does Robert Pattinson look like? Does he look like a dad? Does he look like a pop? Does he look like a pa? Does he look like a papa? I do not want to say this is a rated G, okay? This is a rated G story, so we are not doing the other one. You know which one I'm talking about. We are not doing it. Nuh-uh. We are not. We're doing one of these. We're keeping it G. On our ride home, our dad, our pup, our pa. This is a little too repetitive. Our dad. Our pop. Our papa. Tells us of a painting he was sold. He was sold? He tells us of a merchant. He tells us of a merchant in the town's farmer of the town. Tells us of a merchant who sold ancient paintings at the farmer's market. I'm gonna sound a little stupid, but it's okay. Is Egypt it's a city, right? It's a city, right? No. Cities and towns in Egypt. What? Memphis. And Memphis is still existing. Is, Bubastis. Is Bubastis still... Egypt, Bubastis. Is that still a... Bubastis, also known in Arabic as Telvasta, or in Egyptian as Pervast, was an ancient Egyptian city. So I don't think Bubastis exists anymore, but Memphis still exists, it seems. Yes, Memphis still exists. So we will go with Memphis. On the ride back home, our papa, tells us of a merchant who sold ancient paintings at a farmer's market in Memphis. Is there anything else that was important to the writing prompt that I'm forgetting about? As you study it one evening, you're pulled into the painting. No other details that I... Not yet, anyway. No other details I need to worry about yet. On the ride back home, our papa, tells us of a merchant who sold ancient paintings at the farmer's market in Memphis. This merchant had such a way with words. Dad says that he was convinced he needed, in italics, this painting for his children. He told us the painting represented the ancient, I don't want to use ancient again. Let's go to thesaurus. Let's go to thesaurus.com. Let's see other words for ancient. The primeval, time-worn, the archaic. I like archaic. Archaic is good. The archaic mythological goddess. He told us the painting represented the archaic mythological... Maybe this is too many... There's too many adjectives. How about we delete mythological? The archaic... Or wait, maybe we keep mythological. The mythological... I keep on spelling it wrong. The mythological... cat goddess. The mythological cat goddess. Bastard. Okay. No. Archaic is a nice word. I'm gonna save it though. I'm gonna write it down. And I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it for a future paragraph. You'll see. We'll use it eventually. He told us the painting represented the mythological cat goddess Bastard. Okay. No. Chat. No. You and I, or chat and I? Our, he, us. I think you. You would be right. You... He told us the painting represented the mythological cat goddess Bastard. You and I took our dad's hands. You with our dad's Hello, Foxy. Welcome back. And yes, you could say that. You could say that I do this for practice. Technically, if you write every day, like at the same time, for the same amount of time, like you write 5 minutes every day, like just anything that comes to mind, you will eventually get better. So technically, it is kind of like practice. I wouldn't say this is my top tier writing, but it's better than if I did not write at all today. With your hand, with our dad's left hand in yours and his right in mine, we dragged him into the household where... into the household. No, we dragged him, because we're gonna get descriptive now. We're gonna get descriptive. We dragged him past the white picket, because we're gonna be generic, alright? The white picket fence. We dragged him past the white picket fence. We're doing... Okay, Foxy, I'm gonna read the prompt real quick for you. So the prompt is, your father is always coming home with unusual souvenirs from his travels abroad. His most recent trip took him to the pyramids, where he acquired a painting of ancient Egypt. As you study it one evening, you are pulled into the painting and find yourself in ancient Egypt. You decide to explore this world, learning about Egyptian culture and society. Yes, our father is named Robert Pattinson, and the mother is named Shakira. Yes, we are having a wonderful time. Also, at any moment, you guys are more than welcome to interject with other little kinks in our plot that we must add. With our dad's left hand in yours and his right in mine, we dragged him past the white picket fence, through the glass front door, and onto the nasty 50-year-old couch that we owned. That our family owned. Yes, child fantasy. Yes. With our dad's left hand in yours and his right in mine, we dragged him past the white picket fence, through the glass front door, and onto the nasty 50-year-old couch that our family owned. Whew. Our mother, our mama, our mom, our mom, our mama, our mother. I cannot decide. I cannot decide which ones I prefer. Our mom, our mama, our mother took it upon herself to walk behind us with the archaic painting. Archaic painting. Yes. Our mom took it upon herself to walk behind us with the archaic painting. See, we used it. We used the archaic. Low-key, when I feasted my eyes upon Bastet at the center of the picture, I thought to myself, isn't that paint a bit fresh? It looks a bit like maybe I could wipe it off. But before I could ruin it, before I could think any further, about the potential of this painting being falsified, our dad continued. He said, and this is where we gotta look into some more research. We're gonna go back to Google Chrome. I'm gonna close our Word doc real quick. I'm gonna look into Bastet a little more. Large cemeteries of mummified cats were created at both sites, and thousands of bronze statuettes of the goddess were deposited as votive offerings. Small figures of cats were also worn as amulets. This, too, was probably related to the cult of Bastet. Represented as a woman with a cat's head, Bastet carries an ancient percussion instrument, the sistrum, in her right hand, a so-called aegis, or breastplate, in her left hand, and a small bag over her left arm. She wears an elaborately ornamented dress. Her cult was carried to Italy by Romans, and traces have been found in Rome, Ostia, Nemi, and Pompeii. Interesting. Should we talk about the cult? I feel like the cult's a pretty big part about Bastet. I feel like if we don't talk about the cult, it's kind of a shame. I know it's a child fantasy, but low-key, I think we need the cult. I think the cult is a necessity. What's a child-friendly way of describing a cult? A get-together? A committed get-together? He said, when Bastet was alive, she loved to host parties. She loved to host parties. During these parties, thousands upon thousands of her generous billion. Thank you for the follow, Bat. I appreciate it greatly. Thousands upon thousands of her I want to say friends, but I don't want to say friends. We're gonna look up a word. We're gonna let thesaurus.com help us out a little. What is the word I am looking for? Friends. Actually, are assistants, attendants? I like helpers. Helpers or attendants? Which one hits better? Dependents? No, not dependents. We don't need domestics. I don't think that makes sense. Retainers. I think I'm gonna go with assistants. Thousands upon thousands of her assistants. Yes. During these parties, thousands upon thousands of her assistants made her cat statues. When Bastet was alive, she loved to host parties. During these parties, thousands upon thousands of her assistants made her cat statues, which she would take the same way you two would take my gifts, my souvenirs. That's not how you spell souvenirs. My souvenirs, which I bring to you. Yes. We're gonna change this up a little. We're gonna bam. Bam. Okay. was Bastet popular? I put Bastet popular. That sounds like a kid thing to say. Does that sound like a kid thing to say? Would a kid say that? Was Bastet popular? I mean, we're talking about a lot of friends. I feel like if I was a kid, I'd be pretty curious. I'd be like, was she popular? Was Bastet popular? I asked. That's so gross. I asked. Was Bastet popular? So popular. So popular, all her assistants always wanted to attend her parties. They were quite committed to her. Dad said. Bam! So committed that they were in a cult. Okay, we gotta transition because we can't finish the prompt if we don't get through to the fantasy element part, right? All right. So how are we gonna get there? Robert Pattinson continued to tell us all about the pyramids. All about the pyramids he visited. And the pharaohs. Pharaohs? Am I thinking about the right thing? Pharaoh statue? There's statues, right? There's like pharaoh statues. Yeah. Isn't pharaoh... Hold up. Is pharaoh a specific god, or is pharaoh the name of a god? I think that probably sounded repetitive, but... A ruler in ancient Egypt. Okay, a ruler in ancient... Pharaoh is a ruler in ancient Egypt. The Great Sphinx. Ooh, the Great Sphinx of Giza. Yes! We should talk about that, shouldn't we? The Great Sphinx of Giza. Okay. This is how we're gonna do it. Robert Pattinson continued to tell us all about the pyramids he visited. And how his favorite was, of course, the Pyramid of Giza. Yes. His favorite was the Pyramid of Giza. As he told us about his travels, he made his way to the kitchen. Because this is not just any traditional household, okay? You were fooled. You were fooled by the white picket pants. This is not a traditional household. This dad is going to the kitchen to cook dinner. Dinner. Okay? He's going to cook dinner. As he told us about his travels, he made his way to the kitchen to cook dinner. Our home began to smell began. No. A delicate aroma. A delicate aroma of chicken and parsley flakes. Parsley flakes began to dance around the room. Bam! Good sentence. A delicate aroma of chicken and parsley flakes began to dance around the room. He must have been making our favorite meal. Blank. Chatters, it's your turn. If you so choose, tell me, what is your favorite meal? I will continue as I wait. The meal would not take too long. I don't like that sentence. Soon enough, we all sat at the table, with each person placing themselves at their favorite, we just used favorite. At the spots they always sat at. There. At their assigned seating. At their unassigned seatings. Bam. Yeah, sure. We'll keep that. Before we knew it, it was time to go to bed. While our mom tucked us into bed, what felt like? While our mom tucked us into bed, while it felt as if our mom had tucked us into bed hours ago, it truly couldn't have been more than a few minutes. I asked, because we shared the same room. I turned my head toward you, chat. I turned my head toward you to ask. I turned my head toward you. Are you tired? Are you, with italics, tired? I asked. Because we shared the same room, I turned my head toward you. Are you tired? I asked. Not at all, you said. Ha ha ha. Let's go see the painting Dad brought for us. I said. But it's past our bedtime. We'll get in trouble if Mom or Dad sees us, you said. I'm over here thinking like, that's a good point. Let's go see the painting Dad brought for us. Okay, I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna start over from the top. While it felt as if our mom had tucked us into bed hours ago, it truly couldn't have been more than a few minutes. Because we shared the same room, I turned my head towards you. Are you tired? I asked. Not at all, you said. Let's go see that painting Dad brought for us, I said. But it's past our bedtime. We'll get in trouble if Mom and Dad sees us. You said. Trouble schmubble. Trouble schmubble. Let's go. I said and sprung out of my bed. Before you could stop me, I dashed, I dashed toward the stairs which would lead me to the living room on the first floor. You chased me. You chased me down the hallway to the living room, where the painting sat, leaned against the sofa. The 50-year-old old sofa. That couldn't be good for the painting. Leaned against the 50-year-old sofa. That couldn't be good for the painting. There was something odd about it now, though. While it was well past 10 p.m., the living room looked brighter than usual. Yes. The living room looked brighter than usual. The portrait was glowing. The portrait was glowing. No! You! Hello, Ghost. How are you doing today? We're writing stories. Are you still working? I think you might still be working. Otherwise, I would read you the story that we have so far. We have 500 words worth of, like, stupid story. Our dad is Robert Pattinson, and our mom is Shakira. So we got a good story going right now. The portrait was glowing. Before we knew it, we were sucked into an ancient... Your mom's going to jail. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. She do be doing the tax evasion. We don't talk about that. That's not what the focus of the story. This is a rated G children's fantasy story. We don't talk about jail here, alright? Rated G. Before we knew it, we were sucked into... Yes, Shakira's invading taxes. I believe in Spain, if I remember correctly. I could actually look that up again. But... ah, shit. That was my overlay. You guys saw nothing. There we go. Yeah. She's facing over 8 years in prison. if convicted of tax fraud in Spain. If I actually haven't seen any updates yet. That was posted like about a week and a half ago, but no, but I think she is. It would seem she is actually in jail now. I don't know. After rejecting a plea deal, oof. Yeah, not good. Not good times. Not good times. Ah, I'm doing all the things wrong right now. You guys see nothing. I am struggling over here. All right, back to the Word doc. There was something odd about it now, though. While it was well past 10 p.m., the living room looked brighter than usual. The portrait was glowing. Before we knew it, we were sucked into the medium-sized square of paper. I just got a redemption of a big gulp, and I don't have a water bottle near me. But this water bottle will have to do. Well, she's not dead. She's just in jail for, like, a decade, you know? But her hips did not lie. They will not lie in the modern day world, and they will not lie in jail. Actually, they did lie, didn't they? They did lie about taxes. I wish you all of the tips. I wish you all of the tips, Ghost. All of them. You're gonna be bawling by the end of the day. Bawling. Alright, before we knew it, we were sucked into the medium-sized square of paper. We closed our eyes, or at least I did. I closed my eyes. I closed my eyes in fear. Not wanting to witness this tornado, which we have been sucked into. We had. I think that would be the correct tense. We had been sucked into. Not wanting to witness this tornado, which we had been sucked into. When the chaos came to an end, I opened them. You stood beside me, and in front of us was not Memphis. Not Memphis. But the ancient... Hold up. I got this. But the ancient city of Bubastis. Bam! Alright. It is complete. This is where I'm gonna stop. We got a little under 600 words of a story here. And we're gonna stop here. Because I think we got a good thing going here. We're gonna read it through once. And then if I'm satisfied, I'm gonna leave it alone. And then we're gonna move on to an option which I will let chat vote for in a bit. Yes. No, good job to you, Bat. You named our mother. Our mother who's going to jail. Alright. Let us read this through once. Our dad, Bob, also known as Bob Pattinson, or Robert Pattinson, is a world-renowned explorer. He loves to bestow upon us, his children, offerings from his countless travels. Today we accompany our mother, Shakira, to the Denver International Airport to pick up our dad after his week-long trip to Egypt, Bobbert Pattinson. On the ride back home, our papa tells us of a merchant who sold ancient paintings at the farmer's market in Memphis. This merchant had such a way with words, Dad says, that he was convinced he needed this painting for his children. He told us the painting represented the mythological cat goddess Bastet. With our dad's left hand in yours, and his right in mine, we dragged him past the white picket fence, through the glass front door, and onto the nasty 50-year-old couch that our family owned. Our mom, our mama, our mother, took it upon herself to walk behind us with the archaic painting. Low-key, when I feasted my eyes upon Bastet at the center of the picture, I thought to myself, isn't that painting a bit fresh? It looks a bit like I could wipe it off. But before I could think any further about the potential of this painting being falsified, our dad continued. And my screen blacked out. Why is my screen black? Oh no. Oh no. This is not good. Come back to me, stream. It seems my laptop does not appreciate my story. I don't know. I don't even know if you guys see me still. Do you guys? I should check my chat on mobile. Do you guys still see me? Oh, I'm back. I'm back. It seems like I'm still streaming. My chat's gone. But my screen is back. Oh god, we're dead. Oh no. That's not good. Oh no. Alright, let's close the chat dock. And then let's bring it back. Yeah, we're reconnecting. Are we live? Do you see me? Do you guys witness me? Am I visible? Because I see you. I have revived you. You are back from the dead. Good. I'm glad we all see each other today. This is good. Where were we? We were just talking about how, before I could think any further about the potential of this painting being falsified, our dad continued. When Bastet was alive, she loved to host parties. During these parties, thousands upon thousands of her assistants made her cat statues, which she would take the same way you two would take my souvenirs, which I bring to you. That's such a long sentence, but I'm gonna keep it anyway, he said. Was Bastet popular, I asked. So popular, all her assistants always wanted to attend her parties. They were quite committed to her, Dad said. Robert Pattinson continued to tell us all about the pyramids he visited, and how his favorite was, of course, the Pyramid of Giza. As he told us about his travels, he made his way to the kitchen to cook dinner. A delicate aroma of chicken and parsley flakes began to dance around the room. He must have been making our favorite meal. Chicken, noodle, soup. Soon enough, we all sat at the table with each person placing themselves at their assigned seating. Before we knew it, it was time to go to bed. While it felt as if our mom had tucked us into bed hours ago, it truly couldn't have been more than a few minutes. Because we shared the same room, I turned my head toward you. Are you tired? I asked. Not at all, you said. Let's go see the painting Dad brought for us, I said. But it's past our bedtime. We'll get in trouble if Mom or Dad sees us, you said. Trouble schmubble. Let's go, I said, and sprung out of my bed. Before you could stop me, I dashed toward the stairs which would lead me to the living room on the first floor. You chased me down the hallway to the living room, where the painting sat, leaned against the 50-year-old sofa. That couldn't be good for the painting. There was something odd about it now, though. While it was well past 10 p.m., the living room looked brighter than usual. The portrait was glowing. Before we knew it, we were sucked into the medium-sized square piece of paper. Square piece of paper. I closed my eyes in fear, not wanting to witness this tornado which we had been sucked into. When the chaos came to an end, I opened them. You stood beside me, and in front of us was not Memphis, but the ancient city of Abastis. Ba-ba-da-dum! And that is the end of our story. Wow. Thank you. Thank you everyone who participated in this lovely rendition of child fantasy. Thank you, Bat. for witnessing this moment with us all today. I'm gonna say, actually I don't want to, it should be fine. We're gonna save this as I'm scared I'm gonna like leak something, but it's fine. We're gonna save this as Egypt child fantasy story. Yes, and we're gonna save it in, I guess, in documents. That's fine. I'll just fix it later. Whew. All right, I feel successful. Truly. All right, Bat. I'm gonna ask you a question. And actually, I mean, you can go ahead and vote. Anyone else who's also here can also vote. There you go. We got, okay, what game should we play for the rest of stream? We're gonna stream for like another 45 minutes or so. And we can either choose to play Fall Guys, Tower, what was it called? Tower, I can look it up really quick actually. Tower of Fantasy. Speaking of fantasy. Tower of Fantasy. Or we could play A Taste of the Past, which is a small indie game that's been blowing up on TikTok. A Taste of the Past. Now if we play A Taste of the Past, we could probably finish it today. If we play something else, I mean Fall Guys is like different rounds, so that's fine. Tower of Fantasy is probably gonna take me a while to really go through, but it would be nice to get a head start on it today. Do I have any novels I plan to punish? Do I have any novels I plan to punish? No, not punish, but publish. Maybe one day. I would like to publish my own novel one day. I do have a story in the works. As I mentioned, I have like a murder mystery that I am battle with about on your manuscript. Let me just get my belt real quick. Getting a little tension with my manuscript. No, but I'm working on that murder mystery, and eventually, hopefully, I will have like a 12-chapter murder mystery story. I'm a creative writing minor, and the first thing that they tell you in college is do not post your shit online. Don't post your shit online, like, because if you post it online, like, you're not gonna get published. They're not gonna want to publish you because you're already self-published essentially. But I have a feeling that the kind of audience that would appreciate my story would probably be better for online realms, you know? Like, I want the kind of people that were in the Voltron fandom to appreciate my story. Does that make sense? Or like the Arcane fandom? I want those people to read my story. I mean, obviously maybe those people would still read my story if I published it as a book, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where fate takes me. Oh, Nano. I've wanted to participate in Nano for like years. And honestly, it's kind of a good idea. It's a really good way of like just getting you to start writing. I think I'm not gonna participate this year, but I might participate next year. After I graduate from college, I'd probably participate in that. How about you, Bat? Would you ever create a novel? Oh, you're most interested in Tower of Fantasy, it seems. Alright. We'll do some fantasy. As long as the poll doesn't have like a last minute change in trajectory. But would you ever write a novel? I'm gonna go get my mouse really quick, by the way. I'll be back. This is my first time playing Tower of Fantasy because it just came out like 2 days ago. So if stream crashes, that will be a lesson learned. Hopefully that does not happen. But we will see. We will see how that goes. I also need a oopsie. That's not what I wanted. No, I'm not ending stream. Don't worry. Okay, I need a new scene though. Tower of Fantasy. You know, they say that a pretty good place to start is with short stories. I do have a few short stories, but most of them I'm planning on publishing. I do. Oh, you know what? I have a newsletter. I'm gonna plug my newsletter right now. I have a newsletter. If you go to my link tree, you could find my newsletter, and I have like a couple blurbs, of stories, like little like, class works that I did. And I published those because they're not like polished or anything. So, but I do have a few short stories that I want to submit to magazines. I hope you heard me. Low-key, like, I don't even know if you heard me because my screen was black. So, like, for all I know, you didn't hear me at all for the past, like, 5 minutes. But it's fine. Alright, give me a second while I, Okay, you heard. Good. That's good to know. Let me just, shift all of my shit over here. There we go. Now we're good. Just didn't see. Yeah, it's fine. We're getting there. We're making basically I'm creating a new tab on my streaming service thing, right? And I am shifting all of my overlay stuff over there so that I have like a separate tab where I can just like click between different things. Like if I wanted to go to just chatting, haha, here's the just chatting overlay. If I wanted to go to Tower Fantasy, this is going to be my Tower Fantasy overlay. And I just need to add the game capture for that. Whee! Oh, what the hell? Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll just not use spaces. Ha ha ha. You cannot stop me. Tower of Fantasy. Alright. Should we go with my playlist or should we listen to the Tower of Fantasy music while we play? That is the question. Oh, I should probably change my stream info. New MMORPG? Question mark exclamation point. And Tower of Fantasy. There we go. Done. Stream info is fixed. Now, if Tower of Fantasy would load up, that'd be great. We're waiting on you, bro. What types of games do you play, Bat? It's okay. If you like Genshin at all, I think you'll probably play Tower of Fantasy. From my understanding, because I actually didn't even know about it. One of my friends actually told me about Tower of Fantasy though, and she's a big Genshin player, and she likes a lot of games like that. So, in other words, yes, it's probably been pretty hyped up. I'm a big Nintendo person. I really like Zelda. So, and Genshin is basically like Zelda but free. It's like secondhand Zelda. So it's fun. 'Tis fun. If this thing doesn't boot up though, I don't think we're gonna play it today. It's taking its sweet time. Open. I've tried 3 different ways of trying opening this game and it's not working with me. What is Ark? Is Ark, what is Ark? I don't think I've heard of Ark before. Have I heard of Ark before? Spirit Tracks. Isn't that the DS one? I don't think I finished I don't think I finished Spirit Tracks either. Now that you mention it. I played Spirit Tracks for a bit and then I think I got stuck somewhere. That's usually what happens, is I get stuck somewhere and then I stop playing a game. But I like Zelda a lot. You tame dinosaurs? This sounds like a different, like an alternate universe Pokemon. Because you're taming them, you're breeding them, you fight them. Yeah. That's fun though. Yeah, I play a little bit of Minecraft. I know a lot of people in my streamer circle play it more than I do, but I dabble in it. I'm trying to get good at parkour. I'm not particularly good at it, but I try. It's also a glitchy mess. You know what? The best games are the glitchy ones. Best ones are glitchy. Like Tower of Fantasy, apparently. It's blowing up, but it's not working. Tisk tisk. I just downloaded it earlier too. I even like I logged in. I installed it, I logged in, then I closed the tab because I was like, okay, I'll play it later on stream. But it's not working, so we'll give it one more try, and if it doesn't work, we're either gonna go with Fall Guys or A Taste of the Past. So feel free to let me know, whichever your preference is. What I might do is just open my my OS folder. Maybe I'll be able to open it from there. Opinion on League of Legends? I like Arcane, okay? That's it. I tried to play League of Legends like in middle school. And honestly, I kind of didn't get it. I just kind of like spam clicked buttons and I didn't know what was going on. And I haven't tried it since because back then I had a weaker laptop. So I wasn't particularly like it was really laggy. It wasn't a good experience. You know what? I haven't really watched any animatics, but I've seen some of them. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I've seen clips of animatics on TikTok. I like those. I just don't watch them on YouTube, where they would be longer and you would see the full ones. Yeah. But I love animatics in general. Like, I was really into Hamilton 3 years ago. I watched all of the Hamilton animatics. All of them. Like the, oh, there's a specific artist. What was her name? Let me look her up real quick. I'll even pull up browsing. I'll pull up browsing so you guys can see my YouTube and I can link my recommendations. You know, my Wi-Fi seems to be not working. Maybe that's part of the issue with the Tower of Fantasy. Maybe. Right? Wi-Fi not working, but can still stream. It's Listen, my Google Chrome's not loading, but for some reason we still here, so we vibing, I guess. I'm not gonna question the whims of my computer. Alright? If it doesn't want my Chrome to work, it doesn't want my Chrome to work. Excuse my doggo, if you hear the doggo. He loves barking at night. Ooh! Listen. I have another commenter who loves to talk about Opera GX. Yeah. Every single time we talk about Chrome, he likes to pull up an advertisement being like Opera GX as if he's sponsored by him. That is my experience with, that's my experience with Opera GX. My doggo, I have 3 of them. They're all Chihuahuas. One of them's a mixed breed. I believe he's mixed with a terrier or Shih Tzu or something like that. The other 2 are just pure Chihuahuas. One of them is a son. One of them's a mama, one of them's a son. But they're all kind of old. They're all, the youngest one, the son, is like 7 years old probably. He's the barker. He likes barking at night. Yes, do you have any doggos? Why isn't this loading? What the hell? Maybe I should just close Chrome. Maybe this is a sign. You have 2 cats. I love cats. My mother hates cats. That's the only reason I don't have a cat, because my mom hates cats. And low-key, I think I might be allergic, but we don't talk about that. Yeah. Oh, it loaded. It loaded. Now I can look up the Hamilton animatic person. Hamilton full movie animatic. Look, it'll come up. Not this person. Zen. I loved Zen's animatics. They even did like a Be More Chill one once, I think. I like that one a lot too. It's not showing up on stream? Oh no. Here. I'll make it show up on stream. Bam. Then Be More Chill. Oh yeah, they started doing like a little animatic series too. I haven't kept up with that, but this was one of my favorite ones. A guy that I'd kind of be into. Like, I loved this one. I would watch it for like continuous minutes. It was so gorgeous. I'm not gonna play it on stream because I don't want to get copyrighted, but yeah, I highly recommend. I can totally leave that link in the description though, or in the chat. Like, we're gonna need this shit. There was another one too. Hamilton animatic first burn. I bet it'll come up if I put first burn. Emma Richu's pretty good too. I like Emma Richu, but I like all of her content in general. This one was pretty good too. I just liked all of them, but Zikuso is the one that I was thinking about most. Their animatics were like top tier, bro. Like, my gosh, the time and effort, I respect. We're
here at the Gigaspace.
No, please. I do not want to know about the Gigaspace. Thank you very much. Yes, I will leave that one there too. Hopefully, now that Google Chrome seems to have loaded, maybe Tower of Fantasy will somehow work too now. You know, I don't know how that could be associated, but perhaps. Nah, it doesn't want to work. Alright. Here's your question, Bat. Would you like... Poll. Oops. Poll. That's embarrassing. Would you like Fall Guys or Taste of Past? Taste of Past. Fall Guys. We're gonna... You have a minute, okay? You have a minute to answer. You gotta make it quick. Taste of the Past is an indie game, and I can actually show it to you right now. Taste of the Past. Here's like some cover art for Taste of the Past. It's like a RPG-esque choosing game, it seems like. Not RPG, but definitely like RP? I guess RPG. RPG game. Free to play, casual, indie. Apparently it makes you cry. What do you do when you lose someone you love? A Taste of the Past is an emotional side-scroller about reconnecting with your Chinese culture. So, I don't know. Maybe it's good. I've heard that it's blowing up on TikTok. It would seem that today we will not be playing Taste of the Past, though, because we are going to be playing Fall Guys instead. Alright. Ah, yes, I completely understand that. I too, you know what's funny is I was watching a streamer friend stream, right? And they were like trying to figure out what they wanted to play, and then I was like, oh, I know this game, Taste of the Past. You should play it. And then in my head I thought, like, why did I do that? Why did I'm not gonna be able to watch the stream anymore. I wanted to play it myself. So I ended up just lurking for the rest of the stream. Until they switched over to Sims. Then I hopped back on stream. But yeah. Alright, let's boot up Fall Guys and hopefully it works. Okay. I got Epic Games open, so if anything else, you should be able to launch it through Epic Games. Yeah, sounds good. Take your time. It's loading! Take your time, Fall Guys. Come on, you got this. I guess I'll go ahead and make a new tab too, because I'm gonna need it anyway. Oh no. Oh, okay. No, my mouse is being weird. I need to pause my Spotify. Please, Spotify, pause for me. Thank you. Because Fall Guys is quite a experience. Alright, Fall Guys. And hopefully my stream doesn't die. That would be a little unfortunate. Alrighty. Now let's get a game capture. Oh, guys. We're gonna do a specific window and get Fall Guys on there. Hell yeah. You guys are gonna hear talk for a while. Whatever. I was trying to do something, but it's fine. How big do I want my Fall Guys screen to be? We'll make it this big, and then we'll put it under my webcam. There we go. That's fine. Now, really quickly, I suck. Okay, I suck at Fall Guys. So we'll get that out of the way now. That I suck at Fall Guys, but it's okay. We vibing. What's this exclamation point about? Oh, what the heck? Complete Sonic's radical challenges to win way past cool rewards. That's cool, I guess. You're too slow. That was a tall bean. Yeah, I am a tall bean right now. Oh my gosh, a Sonic pattern? Do I get to win a Sonic pattern? I want the Sonic pattern. Yes, I am tall bean right now. It looks a little sus, but we don't talk about that. Hopefully these games go well. I am assuring you that this first round I am not gonna do well, okay? I just know. That's just how it is, okay? First few rounds, I'm a suck, okay? Then there's gonna be like one round where I make it to like the second to last final round. And then that's it. That's like the experience. We are not going to win, but we are going to hope, okay? We're going to hope that we win. Let me know, by the way, if you hear the music, or if it's too loud, or anything. My desktop audio should be picking up, but if it's not for whatever reason, just let me know. Ah, shit. Oh, shit. Okay, this is fine. I can do this. I am a great Fall Guys player, okay? Great Fall Guys player. And we're near the front, so like that's already an advantage. We're vibing. We're about to get axed, and luckily we made it through unaxed. Unaxed, I say. Unaxed. As long as we don't get coned. Okay. It's fine. We got coned once, but we're not gonna get coned again. Just you wait. You think that we are in trouble, but we are not, okay? Look, see, we made it. We made it through the first line. We're gonna make it through this one too. I know it looks like we're not like doing well, but we are, okay? We're doing great. And this place, I hate this place. I'll be honest, I despise this place with a burning passion. This happens every single freaking time. And I am not happy. Anytime I do this part of this round, I am not happy. I am going to make sure I don't freaking die. Do you play a lot of Fall Guys? Bat. God, I don't know. I don't even know what the strat should be. I'm alive somehow. Okay, this is easy. This is easy mode. Easy mode, please. Lead me to victory. Ooh. We made it! Oh my god, we were like 3 people away from not making it. That was luck. Luck. It's free right now. Like everywhere. It's free on the Switch, it's free on the PlayStation, it's free on PC. So, if you ever wanted it, now is the time to get it. Yeah. That's why everyone's playing it again. Or at least I think so. This one's purely luck. We're gonna hope that we make it through. We're gonna place gold, okay? We're gonna be the #1 person in the front. Somehow. I don't even know how, but we will. Just you wait.
Hmm. Are we making M's? It looks like we were making a it might just be because of the eliminated people, but that was interesting. Oh, we're in the middle. That's helpful because other people can push through and then... Okay, good. We got lucky. We got lucky and the center was a door. This one is not a door. But it's fine because we get to follow the people that got through the door. Haha. I love letting other people do the work for us. Gotta get through! Get out of the way! Shit! I didn't think that was gonna be the door! Door. I like how no one wants to take any chances. Except for that guy. That guy was brave, man. He probably lost because of that. If you do duos with people, they're at this stage, they like completely like start inflating like these huge balls and people get stuck all over the place. It sucks. But we made it. We made it through the second one. That's actually better than I thought I would do, okay? I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was gonna fail. But you know what? We took advantage of the other people around us and we won. So I'm proud of us. This is how you win. This is how you become a good gamer. Okay? What is up next? Up next, we got, oh, this one, it kind of, okay, this one's fine, actually. There's another one that has like the same color scheme. And that one kind of makes you feel like you're high or something. But this one, they just shoot stuff at you. And you hope that none of it hits you. And also we're like on a seesaw. So, I've won this one before. I've also lost this one before, so it's like a 50-50% chance of me winning right now. I have a 50-50 win streak on this one. As long as I'm not one of the 11 people eliminated, I am good though. There's already 2 people eliminated, so that's good. Jesus. It seems like the right side's always better than the left side, because the last time I lost, I was on the left side. Yeah, I was on the left side. So I think you're more likely to get eliminated on the left side. The right side seems to be a little safer. So the time I won, I was also on the right side. There's only one person that needs to be- Yeah! We did it! We literally just stood there. We stood there and we survived. We are awesome. Didn't even have to try. Stand still and profit. We're literally like a landlord, bro. A landlord. We don't even have to paint the rooms right, okay? We're still making a profit. I've never played this one before. I've seen other people play it. I have. I've not played it myself though. Oh, and only 11 people will qualify. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna take a chance in the first one. Oh my gosh. Go. Go. Fine, fine. Oh my gosh. Okay, someone else is gonna have to do that. They're like, jump. Fine. Everyone else is profiting off of my failure. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. They're gonna have to handle shit. Oh my gosh, what is this? What is this shit? Yeah, this. Go. Go. Be free. Do it. Come on. Take a ooh, take an L. Take an L. Bet. Alright, now I have to remember where the path is. Luckily, most of the other ones are, like, gone, so... Oh, this is a little risky. Now no one wants to take the L, because, like, we're literally right there. Oh, shit. Oh, this is not good. Am I gonna make it? Oh my gosh, I made it! My heart started that guy just gave up. Oh, that's so sad. Oh. That guy just watched. He was like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna make it. He just stood there. That was tense. I felt my heart racing. Sometimes I'm like, why do I even do this to myself? Like, I have too much anxiety. But it's a little addicting. It's a little addicting. Oh! This is the first time I've played a final round. That's crazy. And it's a good one too. I feel like Hexagon's pretty good. Pretty good final round. Like, the strat, everyone knows the strat, but... I saw this one guy, he went all the way to like the second to last one, and then he just started jumping. And that's how he won. Cause like, everyone would just fall through whenever they got to the second and the last one. I'm not very good at this. Oh my gosh. This is fine. I got this, guys. You think that I suck, but I don't, okay? I know you're watching this screen and you're thinking, wow, this person just fell like 5 floors. But joke's on you because I'm actually gonna win. I'm gonna win, I promise. This was not at all an accident, and I am in fact going to win, alright? You see that goo, and you're like, she's gonna lose, she's gonna fall through any second now. Alright. Actually, no, let's wait. Let's wait because I think if I don't wait, I might not get my points. So we will wait. We will see who wins. Because I want my points. Oh, the round's over. Did Mongolo win? Mongolo or Manolo? In Manolo. Yeah, he won. Wow, we were watching the winner. Let's say a nice sentiment. Let's go. We got some points. And we got some redemptions for some achievements. We got through 4 rounds. We did not win the 5th one. And we're almost to level 12. So that's great. We're doing great. Okay, we are doing better than expected. I honestly thought that I wasn't gonna even make it through the first round. So that's a win for me. We're gonna play one more round. And then we're gonna call it a night. Usually I only do 2-hour streams. So yeah, we'll do one more round and we'll call it a night. I say that and then I'm gonna keep playing off stream. No, but I think I'll probably switch to Fire Emblem. Is it? Ooh, it's been doing this thing where like it'll look like completely glitched. Is that what's happening right now? Is it glitching? Is my stream dying right now? I swear my Wi-Fi is being wacky. Yeah, that happened. Yeah. There's been two other instances where it oof. It does that. I do not know what my computer is like doing to cause that, but I swear I'll just blame it on the Wi-Fi and then call it a day. Oh, it's the door thing again. Sheesh. This way. Ooh. Convenient. Extra convenient. I feel like I'm really far in the pack, which is kind of concerning, but it's fine. Middle, 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 middle. Do not push me, people. I just need to be one of the qualifiers. Come on, get up! Get up, Bean! Alright. And we made it, like, over, like, a little bit below half, like 50%, I think. Which is great. That Among Us guy is dead. He just stood. That guy was AFK or something. And he's over here playing. He's playing solos and he's AFK. Yeah, that or his internet was really glitching. Oof. Okay, this one's kind of hit or miss for me. Sometimes I just kind of like panic and then I die multiple times for like no reason. You know? It just happens. But it's okay. It's okay. We will survive. We will... honestly, we're probably not gonna make it. I'll be honest, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Chances are, like, I'm gonna, like, screw it over. I'm gonna get, like, this isn't even Mario Kart, but I'm gonna get Mario Karted. Like that, you know? And then I'm not gonna make it. Okay, well, we got through the second checkpoint. And that was a really dumb move, but we survived, so... This is fine. Everything is fine. We're vibing. We're surviving. We're thriving. We are thriving, I'd say. We are thriving. Shit. Shit. Okay. See, we're okay. We're almost to the finish line. There's only like 12 qualifications that I've gone through. We literally, there's no way we could lose. No way we could lose. No way we could lose. What did I tell you? No way we could lose. No way we could lose. See, if we keep our expectations low, we are pleasantly surprised when we win. I am at ease. I am at ease. Who do I want to watch right now? We got this guy. This guy's about to get there. He's like, we're about to like root it for this guy, okay? If this guy doesn't win, like, I'm gonna be very sad. He has like 6 seconds on the clock and he is not there yet. Come on, dude. You got this. Go! Jump! Okay, he made it. He made it, I believe. I hope so. I hope that guy made it. $25 people qualified. That's not bad. Dang, that means 5 people were just not fast enough. That's sad. Because it was supposed to be 30. I've never done any of the team games either, now that I think about it. Oof. I've not done this one. I did it once, like, a year ago whenever Fall Guys was originally popular. I did not do well then. But maybe today will be different. Maybe today will be a good day. Today will be a good day. Why am I at the edge already, bro? Okay, good start. Good start, I say. Get out of my way. I'm trying to jump out of here, bro. I know this is probably not how you're supposed to go about this level, but you know what? I'm bored. I like jumping. I like jumping rope. Shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. I am alive. I see it coming. I know it. Oh shit. I jumped early, but it's okay. I'm alive. Somehow. I swear, I could totally survive a little longer. Oh my gosh! I survived and I was being dumb. I should do that more often. Maybe that's a good strat, actually. Maybe that's the way you're supposed to do it. Just keep running. Maybe I was onto something. I'm kind of surprised. I was not doing this good the other day, but maybe like my hands are like learning muscle memory for Fall Guys. So now I've slept on it, and it's like an exam where you do a little better because you studied the night before, you slept on it, and then like for some reason it's like a psychology thing. And now I remember things better. I don't even know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's risk it all! Nice. You guys can do the rest. Oh shit. Hahaha. Okay, well I did part of it. That was dumb. I should just go the regular path. I shouldn't try to be a good gamer when I'm not one. I've heard that like if it starts shaking that means that it's probably not a good plate, but I feel like not enough of them are like doing not shaking, or not enough of them are shaking for me to tell like which ones are best, you know? Low key, only 9 people will qualify, so this is kind of rough. Bro, we are not making any progress. We're gonna try to jump, bro. Okay. No! 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 I was sabotaged. I've been sabotaged. We don't need to see this. We don't need to see our death. Alright. Alright. That was good. That was enough. I'm not satisfied, okay? I'll be honest. I want to play another round. But we're gonna stop here. Because I already said I would. And I'm not about to go back on my word, okay? So we're gonna go. Gonna sleep. Thank you, Bat, for being here. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you, Foxy, for stopping by earlier. Thank you, Ghost, as well. You also stopped by. Anyone else that's lurking, thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you greatly. Yes, you have a good night as well. My next stream's gonna be on Saturday, and it's either going to be Tower of Fantasy, because I got it working, or it's going to be a Taste of the Past. That is the plan. And if all else fails, we are probably going to play some Fall Guys. Yeah, it'll be the same time as usual, 8 p.m. Central. And yeah, without a further ado, have a good day, have a good night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!